you're about to buy a refurbished computer. Maybe you already did. And right now, somewhere between the listing photos and the checkout button, you are about to make a mistake that could cost you hundreds of dollars. Not because the machine is bad, but because you have no idea why two systems that look identical on paper perform completely differently in real life. Same brand, same generation, same price tag. One of them will last you 5 more years. The other one will frustrate you within 6 months and end up in a landfill. And the difference? 3 components. That's it. I'm going to show you exactly which 3 components separate a genuinely smart, refurbished buy from an expensive disappointment. Not in theory, in practice. With the technical reasoning that the listings never tell you. If you've ever been burned by a deal that turned out to be a dud, stay with me. This one's for you. Welcome to TechRenew Deep Dive. I'm your host, and this channel exists for one reason: to give you the real technical knowledge you need to buy smarter, spend less, and keep hardware running longer than the manufacturers want you to believe is possible. I've spent years tearing down, benchmarking, and rebuilding systems across the full spectrum of refurbished hardware. From corporate surplus ThinkPads to decommissioned workstations from data centers. I've seen what makes a unit survive 5 more years of daily use, and what makes one fail silently while you're in the middle of a work deadline. I don't do surface-level takes here. No top 10 deals with 0 explanation, no affiliate bait lists. What you get on this channel is the technical reasoning behind every claim, explained in plain English, so you walk away actually understanding what to look for, not just memorizing a checklist you'll forget in 2 days. So, let's get into it. Why do 2 refurbished systems, same model, same chip, perform so differently? It comes down to 3 components that most buyers completely ignore, and most sellers don't bother disclosing properly. Component number 1, the storage drive, and specifically, the type and health of that drive. Here's what most listings say. Comes with a solid-state drive. Full stop. That tells you almost nothing. A solid-state drive can mean a high-performance, non-volatile memory express drive running at over 3,000 megabytes per second, or it can mean an older SATA solid-state drive running at 500 megabytes per second. That's a 6-to-1 performance difference from the same 3-letter acronym. But here's the part nobody talks about: drive health. Solid-state drives have a finite number of write cycles. That metric is measured in terabytes written, or total bytes written. A corporate-use solid-state drive that processed 4 years of daily database transactions may show 90% physical health in a diagnostic tool, but have 80% of its write endurance already consumed. It's not broken yet, but it's much closer to the end than a drive of the same age used by someone doing light document editing. The tool you want is called Crystal Disk Info on Windows. Free download, runs in seconds. It tells you the drive's health status, its power on hours, and critically, the reallocated sector count, which is the drive's way of flagging that it has already had to reroute data around damaged memory cells. If that number is anything above 0 on a solid-state drive, you need to ask hard questions before you buy. Now here's the practical question you should be asking yourself. Does the refurbished listing tell you whether the drive was replaced, or whether it's the original unit? If they don't say, assume it's original. And if it's original to a 2017 business machine, that solid-state drive has been running for 7 or 8 years of workload you know nothing about. Component number 2, the RAM configuration, and specifically, whether the modules are running in single-channel or dual-channel mode. This one is almost invisible to a casual buyer, but it has a measurable impact on everyday performance, especially on systems using integrated graphics, which is almost every business laptop and mini personal computer in the refurbished market. Here's the technical explanation. Your processor has a memory controller built in. When you install 1 stick of RAM, that controller operates on a single 64-bit data bus. When you install 2 matched sticks, it operates on 2 64-bit buses simultaneously, effectively doubling the memory bandwidth. That's called dual channel. Why does bandwidth matter? Because your central processing unit and your integrated graphics processing unit share that memory. The graphics processor is especially hungry for bandwidth. It needs to push frame buffer data constantly. In dual-channel configuration, integrated graphics can perform anywhere from 20 to 40% faster in real workloads than in single-channel. Not benchmarks, real tasks. Smooth scrolling, video playback, light gaming, multiple browser tabs. The problem? A lot of refurbishers buy units in bulk, and when they resell, they don't bother matching memory sticks or verifying configuration. So, you get a system listed as 16 gigabytes of RAM, which sounds great, but it's running as one 16 gigabyte stick instead of two 8 gigabyte sticks. Single channel. You've just bought a system operating with half its potential memory bandwidth. How do you verify this before you buy? Ask the seller directly. On arrival, open Task Manager on Windows, click Performance, click Memory, and look for the word Speed, followed by a note about channels, or download CPU-Z, free tool, which shows you your memory topology clearly. 2 slots populated, matched sizes, same manufacturer, dual channel. 1 stick in any configuration, single channel. Does the listing show the memory configuration? No. That's a red flag worth raising before you hand over money. Component number 3, the thermal paste and cooling system condition. This one is the silent killer of refurbished performance, and it's the most overlooked factor of all 3. Let me explain what thermal paste actually does. Between your processor and its heatsink, there is a microscopic layer of thermally conductive compound. Its job is to fill in the tiny air gaps that exist even between 2 seemingly flat metal surfaces, because air is an extremely poor thermal conductor. Good thermal paste allows heat to transfer efficiently from the chip to the heatsink, which then dissipates it through the fan system. Here's the problem. Thermal paste degrades over time. It dries out, it cracks, it loses conductivity. On a machine that's 3, 4, or 5 years old and hasn't been serviced, the original thermal paste is likely in poor condition. And when thermal paste fails, your processor can't shed heat fast enough, so it throttles itself, meaning it intentionally slows down to prevent damage. That's called thermal throttling. You can have a fast chip in a machine running at 40 or 50% of its potential because the thermal solution is compromised. And from the outside, it looks exactly like a slow chip. The listing says Intel Core i7 10th generation. Sounds great. But the system feels sluggish because it's been thermally throttling under any sustained load for 2 years. The diagnostic for this one is a tool called HWinFo64. Free, runs without installation. Run a CPU stress test. Prime 95 is the standard, and watch your CPU package temperature in real time. If you see temperatures spike above 90 degrees Celsius under sustained load, and your clock speeds drop significantly below the processor's rated boost frequency, you're looking at thermal throttling. The fix, repasting, costs about $10 in materials and 30 minutes of time if you're comfortable opening a machine. But if you're not, or if the seller hasn't done it on a 5-year-old unit, you're inheriting a performance problem. Here's where this gets interesting from a financial perspective. A machine with a degraded solid-state drive, single-channel RAM, and a throttling processor doesn't fail, obviously. It just feels slow, a little laggy. Not quite right. And most buyers assume that's just what a refurbished machine is. They lower their expectations, they live with the frustration. Or they buy a new machine in a year when they didn't need to. That's not a technology problem, that's an information problem. And that's exactly why this channel exists. So let's make this actionable. Here are 4 steps you can take right now. Step 1. Before you buy any refurbished system, ask the seller 3 direct questions. 1. Has the storage drive been replaced, or is it original? 2. What is the RAM configuration, 1 stick or 2? 3. Has the thermal paste been replaced as part of the refurbishment process? Step 2. If you already own a refurbished system and haven't checked it, download Crystal Disk Info and HWinFo64 today. Run them. Know what you have. Ignorance isn't saving you money. It's costing you performance you already paid for. Step 3. If you find single-channel RAM and your motherboard has 2 slots, buy a matching stick. Check your system's specifications for compatible memory. Crucial's online compatibility tool is excellent and free to use. This is often the cheapest single upgrade you can make to a refurbished system, and the performance return is immediate. Step 4. If your system is 3 or more years old and showing thermal throttling, repaste it. There are excellent teardown guides on iFixit for almost every major laptop model. A tube of thermal Grizzly Cryonaut, about $9, is the standard recommendation for non-liquid metal applications. Here's my question for you, and I genuinely want to hear your answer in the comments. Have you ever bought a refurbished machine that felt slower than it should have been, and later figured out why? Or are you someone who's never bought refurbished because you don't trust the market? Tell me which camp you're in. Because here's what I believe, and what this entire channel is built around. The refurbished market is not a gamble if you know what to look for. It is a legitimate, technically sound strategy for getting serious hardware at a fraction of the cost, while keeping perfectly functional equipment out of the waste stream. The reason most people get burned isn't because refurbished hardware is bad. It's because the information gap between buyer and seller is enormous. Our job, yours and mine together, is to close that gap. If this kind of deep, practical technical breakdown is what you've been looking for, hit subscribe. Not for the algorithm, for yourself. Because every video on this channel is built around one mission: giving you the knowledge to fight planned obsolescence, make your hardware last, and never overpay for a replacement you didn't actually need. Next week, we're going deep on how to identify whether a refurbished laptop battery has been cycled past its useful threshold, and what your actual replacement options are in 2025, including some third-party sources the manufacturers do not want you to know about. I'll see you there.